Well, hello everyone, and welcome to this video. I love this one because I feel like everyone's gonna be able to relate and also interpret it and finally let it sink in because I'm using memes. Okay, so this is probably gonna be a series, or it may not be any series. I don't know yet, but today we're starting off with the memes so I can help you guys understand what's going on, because the 3D and how to deal with the 3D and the whole choice of new self, old self. um you guys need it. 100% you need it. So everyone is getting stuck in the 3D, everyone is getting stuck in what to do, so here I am today trying to help you guys understand. So as you can see here, we have the split road meme, which it has a path that leads to the sunny, beautiful, amazing castle, which is your new self, your new and desired identity, desired state, desired reality. You also have the other option, which is the old self, which is the same old bullshit that you've been dealing with all along. And you also I wrote specifically for each one how and how you are, and you can know that you are your new self, or how you can know that you are your old self, and how basically with the moment of decision, the moment of choice. So I mainly want to talk about, because this is also an issue that I've seen with myself and other people, with the I don't care phase, where it's like you just wake up and you say, I don't want my person anymore. I don't want this desire anymore. I don't care. While it's good, yeah. That shows a level of detachment. That is not true, because guess what, 2 or 3 days later you're gonna still be in the same spot trying to manifest them. So let's use specific tools on how to identify and how to bring yourself back to earth, because that shit is just temporary, and it's a sneaky way of your ego mind trying to get you to backtrack and to go back into allowing yourself to repeat the old self. So when those moments happen, I want you to stop and ask yourself, is this really true? Am I going to be manifesting them 3 days later? The answer is going to be yes. So in that moment, you sit down, you go touch some grass or something, you calm down, because you know that you're lying to yourself. You still want the person. It's okay to admit that you still want them, even if whatever circumstance you're seeing has hurt you. So that's the whole thing. So letting go, and what letting go means in manifestation. Letting go doesn't mean letting go of your desire. You don't have to do that. This is not law of attraction, where we let go of desires. We don't care and don't give a shit about anything else. We don't even give a shit about what we want. That is not true. You do want what you want. So you don't have to let go of the desire. You don't have to stop magically wanting it, because most of you think that letting go is just like, I gotta stop caring, I gotta stop wanting this desire, I gotta just detach emotionally and not be involved. Like, what the fuck? You know that you're gonna be involved, you know that you're gonna still be very fucking hands on with this desire. You don't have to force yourself. You don't have to force yourself, because you know what, that is the desperation part in you, and you want to suppress that. You're trying to suppress that. You're trying to suppress the desire, maybe because you're going to be disappointed, maybe there's a possibility that you're not going to get it, and you might as well fucking protect yourself now than be disappointed later that you assume that you have it. A real detachment is, like Eric says, not needing it anymore, because you have it and you're so fulfilled within your imagination that you don't need it. Letting go is not letting go of the desire. That's not what it means. When you let go, in my opinion, like, yes, you let go, you're kind of detaching, you don't need it anymore. But also, in my opinion, letting go, like Neville says, you're letting go of the version of yourself who keeps on fucking checking and affirming and doing to get, because you already have it. Okay? That's what you're letting go of. Not of your desire. You're letting go of this desperate, needy, wanting, I need it right now. It needs to change right now. I don't have it. That's what you're letting go of. A fucking doing to get. Because you're not manifesting people. You're not manifesting more money. You're not manifesting something in the fucking 3D reality that's outside of you. You're not manifesting the house. None of that. That's not what you're manifesting. But you know what you're manifesting? You're manifesting the version of you who has it. There's nothing to change but self. Why do you think we're focusing on self? Why do you think we're changing self? Because you're manifesting the you who has it. That's the experience you're manifesting. Not the person, not the job, not the money. You're manifesting the version of you who already has it. So let's move into why this meme is relevant. Okay. So basically, to explain the reactions to the 3D, because everyone has been having them. Everyone's been like, whoa, what do I do? The 3D is trying to get me. What do I do? You want to know why you react in the first place? Because you wait for your 3D reality and you solely depend on it to decide and tell you who you are. You don't have the power, the discipline, the authority to be the one who decides who you are for yourself. You're relying on something outside of you to tell you who you are. This is what you've been trained to do by people around you. The 3D is what matters. And I'm not talking about manifestation. I'm talking about your whole life. You've been trained to believe that the 3D is what matters. But if that shit worked in getting you what you want, you would have had it by now. If relying on the 3D to tell you who you are worked, you would have had your desire by now. Let that fucking sink in. That's why you're checking the 3D. That's why you're constantly looking at what your person is doing and trying to figure out, are they changing yet? Are my affirmations good enough? If not, I only affirmed for 20 minutes today, but yesterday I didn't affirm, so it must be because I didn't affirm yesterday. I need to affirm double the time. Now I got to do 40 minutes. But that's not enough. Let me ask you this. Who is putting all of those limitations and rules and things that you need to do in order to get or in order to have what you want? Who's telling you that you need to do all those things? This is the most important question that I want you to ask. Who said that? Who decided that? You're going to find out that it's you, no one else. It's you. So guess what? If you say that because you didn't affirm yesterday, that's why you didn't get your desire, that's why your person isn't changing, that's why you're not getting reassurance and validation from the 3D, guess what? That is going to be true for you because you are the authority. You are the one who decides. Like it or not, you are. You need to step into that power. You need to remember who you are. So again, feelings, thoughts, the 3D, anything that's external, anything that is of the physical world, including your fucking physical body and everything that comes with it, your mind, your I don't know, the thoughts, the logical processing, the sensations, the feelings, everything that comes with it, including your SP, including the coffee that I have in front of me, including this iPad, everything is not the fucking measurement, the thermometer that tells you who you are and who you've been. It is something that tells you who you used to be. Because I'm assuming that you guys are making different decisions right now. You know about manifestation. I am assuming that you're making different decisions. So anything that you're seeing right now in your 3D, anything, It's an old reflection. You're getting that old reflection reflected back to you. You see all of this that I wrote here on old self? If you can resonate with all of these things, that's what you're getting reflected back. You think this guy right here, which is you, doesn't see both versions, doesn't have the option to see both versions. You can do the new self in imagination, you see the old self in your 3D. But you have that's the whole point. The key is the fact that you have a choice. But if you resonate with any of these from the old self, interpreting fucking 3D reality like it's a fucking fact, like it tells you how it is and what you've been doing and who you are, looking for proof all the fucking time. Is it here yet? Let me see. Let me text my person after I affirm from 3 days and see if something's changed. Are they gonna propose now? Then you get triggered easily. Something happens, you go text your person and they're not proposing after you affirm for 3 days that you're married. You go, fuck, now I gotta affirm more. Why did I even text them? I didn't even say all of that. You react, you argue you fight with them, you get in a fight with them in the conversation. You're like, really, you don't love me, you're not doing what I'm telling you to do. What? Manifestation doesn't work. It doesn't work. But you never change yourself. You still looked for proof. Then we have the fear responses. The fear responses, which is like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, am I going to get my manifestation? Is it going to happen? I don't want to lose this person. I don't want to experience that again. And you act from fear. Let me text them just to make sure that we're good and I'm not losing them. Then you recycle the past in imagination. In your 3D, you constantly operate and do the same things over and over again. You have the same reactions, you show up the same, you think the same, you do things the same. There's no change in self. And you recycle the past in your mind as well. So that's another thing. Then you think that the 3D reality, physical reality, is your authority, is the one that decides for you who you are. You wait for change and the validation. You're like, whoa, where is it? I've been affirming for 3 months. Where is it? Why the fuck don't I have it? Meanwhile, in that 3 months, you were checking the 3D every day. Is it changing yet? Is it changing yet? Is it changing yet? Is it changing yet? You know when you have a toddler, not many may resonate, and they're like hitting that stage of like about around 2 years old where they ask why all the time. Anything you say, why? Why? And you get annoyed. That's exactly how you sound when you're like, is it here yet? And then when you don't get what you want, you feel rejected and powerless, and you're like, fuck this, I don't want this anymore. I'm not gonna do anything. I don't want it. Or you go on the other part, if you're anxious, and you say, I need to affirm more to get it. I need to do something. I'm doing something wrong. That's the old self. That's the old self. The new self does something differently. The new self knows that the 3D is just old. It's an old reflection. It doesn't take things personally. If something happens, I don't care. It does not change me. This is who I am. This is what I have. This is what's mine. I don't give a shit about anything else. This is my story. I decide. You make identity-based decisions, meaning if you're the version of you who fucking is in a loving, committed, fulfilling relationship, you're not gonna go fucking argue with your person. Why don't you love me? Why don't you want to be with me? You just said you are in a loving, committed, fulfilling relationship. What are you doing? That's the decision. That's a choice. Texting your person out of desperation, you would never do that. Being petty and thinking, I texted last and it didn't respond, so therefore they need to text first because guess what? I'm not the person to double text. I'm not desperate. The hell? I'm not gonna do that. They need to chase me. That's old identity. And then interprets everything as neutral. Everything's the same. To God, to the higher power, to the universe, the same. The cup of coffee, $1 million, $1, your SP wanting you, your SP not wanting you, all the same. because you have one solid identity to which you see everything. So therefore, even if things defy you and try to tell you no you're not, you still stay the fucking same, and you interpret it, oh, this is working out in my favor. I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't care about any of those things. I know it's working out in my favor because guess what? I am God. I'm the one who's in control. I have the authority. And I just decide my experience for myself. I know my place in this world. I know how reality works. I know how imagination works. So even if it looks like it's against me, I know that it is for me. Somehow, some way, this shit's gonna be for me. Then we have leading reality instead of following it. If you're in charge and you're God of your reality, you're not going to give two shits about what you see in your physical reality, because you know that you're the one who makes the decisions, who gives the commands. So why are you worried about following your 3D like a desperate assistant who's about to get fired and trying to do everything perfectly when you're in charge? The 3D is waiting on you to make a decision and to stick to it, to reflect you back. So why follow it? Why are you acting as a follower when you are the one who's in charge? Then we have lives from the end, meaning the only story that matters is the one that they decided on. Period. Doesn't matter what they see, continuously makes decisions, thinks, acts, and does all the things from the new self. Moves with confidence. You're not scared in your reality. Oh my God, I said something wrong. I had an argument with my SP. This is gonna go all to shit. Well, here we go again. It's gonna be ass again. We had an argument. All my manifestation destroyed. Because you're relying on the 3D for proof. That's why you bend so easily. When if you have an argument with your SP, you're like, oh my God, I'm not gonna get my manifestation now. This person is not gonna change. Why are you giving up so easily? You have one argument. That shit doesn't matter. You know how many times people just change their minds and literally apologize and everything gets fixed? But because you decided it's not gonna and that it destroyed everything, then you need to start over. That's what you're going to get. That's your experience. And then we have the feeling chosen and powerful. You know your place. You know that there's no one better than you. Of course you're gonna get chosen. You're the only option. So that's a brief explanation on old self, new self. So let's use one of the what's it called? One of like the examples that I used in one of my other videos. I don't remember exactly which one it was, but it was with the movies, right? So you imagine you're sitting on your couch at home, all cozy. You're watching a movie. If someone just experiences the worst shit on the planet in that movie, you can literally stare at the screen and cry and scream like, why are they doing this? Why are they making those choices? Why are they getting treated that way? You can get mad, you can get angry, you can get scared, you can feel for them, all the other shit. But the scene that you're seeing is not gonna change. It's gonna stay the same because the movie was already filmed. That was the decision and the script that the movie had. That's how the movie is going to unfold. So it doesn't matter how much you scream at the TV, the movie is still gonna run its course and how it was meant to be scripted and filmed. The same thing goes for your 3D reality. You're seeing something that was filmed and decided on months ago, even weeks ago, a month ago. It's old story. That's the identity that you used to be in, which is this old self. You used to be that. So reacting to that and getting triggered and giving two shits about what you're seeing is like pointless as hell. You're not going to change it by arguing, by trying to prove your point, but by saying that's not fair. You're not going to change anything by doing that. But you know how you can change it? By focusing on the new self. That's where you feel like you're at point zero, because you try to argue with the fucking 3D to change the fucking film, but the 3D has no power to change the film. You do. You have the fucking remote. You're the actor, the director, the writer, whatever, producer, all of that. That's another meme that I didn't include in this. Oh well. But that's who you are. You are the one who decides the movie that you're seeing. But you're getting mad that who the fuck put this on? You did. You're getting mad at that? You're mad at yourself. You're not mad at the 3D. You're mad at yourself. And guess what? Is staying mad not gonna do shit. You need to change your identity. How do you do that? By rejecting what you're seeing. By saying, no, 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 no. This is not who I am anymore. It's not completely disregarding your feelings, disregarding yourself, disregarding your experience, disregarding what you're seeing. It's about not identifying with it and choosing what it actually means, knowing that it's not permanent because you decided it's not. Knowing that this thing that's happening right now, it has to bring you what you want and lead you to the end that you decided on. It has to. Just making a decision of this doesn't mean shit. This is the old. It's a past version of me. It has nothing to do and it doesn't define what's to come, what's to happen, what's going to be my experience. That's you telling your 3D reality, I'm not following you no more to decide who I am. I decide who I am and you follow me. That's you stopping allowing this reality to decide who you are, to tell you who you are. You have the power. You have the power at all times to decide your experience, but you're not doing that because you're victim to the circumstances. As you're walking here, if you made that decision, you're like, I don't think this is horrible. I don't like it. Instead of fucking backtracking, because you're always going to be hit with this. Honestly, you can see this as a loop constantly, every moment. This scene that you're seeing right now with the old self, new self, it's a loop constantly in every moment, every point in the day. Every single time that you're in your head, you constantly have this scene as a loop. It's like it gets dumped on you. It's like decision time, decision time, decision time, choice time, choice time, choice time. Which one are you gonna choose? Are you gonna keep on walking this path if it doesn't feel right? If it doesn't align with you? Because you always are going to be hit with the same option. Do you want to keep on walking or are you choosing this one? Do you want to keep on walking or are you choosing this one? Do you want to keep on walking with are you choosing the new one? What are you doing? We're waiting on you to make the decision. This is the scene that you get hit all the time at any moment in your mind, in the 3D, when you're dealing with the 3D, when you're dealing with thoughts in your head about any situation. This is the scene that gets dropped in your lap and you're like, what are you choosing? Which one are you going to be, the old self or the new self? And then we're going to go by you, by your decision. So at any moment in time, you can choose to be like, you know what, no, I kind of want to, why am I doing the fucking witchy laugh inappropriate times, but it doesn't matter. So you know what, no, I reconsider. I'm gonna go and choose the new self. The 3 is gonna be like, but are you sure? You know how those enchanted forests are where they get witches and they're like questioning their decisions and their path and they're trying to make them go crazy? You're gonna feel that. You're like, are you sure you don't wanna come back? Are you sure you don't wanna come back to this? Are you sure? That's your 3D trying to get you sucked right back into. In that moment where you do, you're getting hit with the scene again. What's your decision? You continue on walking this path and choosing the new self over and over and over again until you reach the fucking castle and your 3D materializes what you want. You stick to that decision no matter what. No matter what. That's what letting go is. Letting go of this shit. And you're like, nope, no, I don't want to be this anymore. That's what letting go is. It's like, I refuse to be that. I refuse to let you drag me back into that old experience, because this is not my end. This shit, not my end. I didn't decide on this. I don't like it. It doesn't make me feel good. It doesn't align with who I am. Not my end. This shit, I don't wanna. Because you can see the end on both. You can see, if you continue on the same path, you're gonna get the same shit. If you choose a new path, you're gonna get a better path, a better experience, your outcome, the one that you desire. But it's up to you to make the decision. So you can see both, and you're gonna look at like a comparison. I'm like, I don't want to experience the same shit. So I'm choosing my end, my one, the one that I like, the one that makes me feel good. You're choosing to stop being the version of you who doesn't have it. That's what letting go is an identity shift, is making a different decision. And in the moment, it may feel like you're not doing much, but those decisions add up. You're gonna form and solidify this new self-concept. It's gonna add up over time, even if it doesn't feel like it. You're fully letting go of the shit. It's like, this stops now. I'm only seeing this. This is where I'm going. That's how you decide. That's how you deal with the 3D. Because every time that you react, you worry, you freak out, you spiral, that's your old self. Your new self would never do that. What would your new self do instead? Pause. Know it's a moment of choice. Redirect the attention to the new, to what you decided already. Choose the new identity. And continue on choosing it over and over and over again whenever necessary. If you don't think about your desire once, that's cool. You already made a decision yesterday. Cool. If you think about it nonstop, choose over and over and over again every time you think it. Because the 3D, you can argue with it however much you want, but just like I said, it's the old film. It's not going to change by you yelling at it and being mad at it and frustrated with it and upset. It's going to change by you choosing this instead, the new self, the new identity. But you know what the problem is, which I'm using this. I also have another one. The problem is that you guys, every time the 3D is getting on your fucking nerves, so every time the 3D is getting on your nerves, you know what you choose? You're so quick to, you know how the car is like, you hit the brakes and you're like, I could continue going straight, but guess what? This is my exit. I'm going here now. I'm gonna back to my old experience. I'm used to doing this, so I'm gonna keep on doing it. I don't have the guts to be like, you know what? No, I'm sticking to my road. Even if it looks like it's leading me somewhere completely different. Even if it looks like I missed my exit. Like it's I don't know, like a haunted horror, whatever. And you're seeing all this crazy shit in the 3D that you don't like to it. Like at first it may look, as you're driving through that new lane, it may look, you may see the old resemblance of old, and it intensifies, and it gets bigger, and it gets harder to deal with, because that's your identity, your old identity, and your ego mind trying everything it can to keep you safe, to drag you back, to have you hit the brakes. That you can't see really well because it's white. It's trying to get you hit the brakes so you go back to what's safe, to safety, to what it's been used to doing all along. But guess what? Safety doesn't mean that it's right for you. It doesn't mean that it aligns with you. It means that it's just familiar. It's what you've been doing for years. It doesn't mean that it's right. It doesn't mean that you should keep doing it. It's like the same thing with coping mechanisms. Coping mechanisms have helped you. But there's a point in time when you grow up and you want healthy relationships, and you're realizing that those shits don't help you have a healthy relationships. In fact, they're destroying it. That's why it's important to stick to this no matter what. Your 3D is going to try to challenge you, to drag you back to safety. And you're going to realize and understand what the fuck that means, and why you're seeing so much shit go to hell. And it's intensifying and becoming bigger and harder to deal with, because the smaller things didn't get to you. If you don't react when your person, let's say, they don't text you in a day, and by they text you later, that didn't get to you, if your thoughts didn't get to you, if your doubting didn't get to you, then your 3D is gonna be like, okay, I gotta ramp it up. Let's bring the big boys. And it's gonna try everything it can to drag you right back, to have you hit the brakes and be like, nope, I'm going back to safety. I'm going back to what I know. Poof, old story. I hate this. I don't like this. I hate my person. I hate what they're doing. They're hurting me. You're just sounding like a broken record that you used to. The safety part. That's what you guys do. You just hit the brakes and you're like taking the exit, the easy way out, which is going back to safety. Your 3D is going to try to get to you. Your path, this one may look like it's not leading you to where you want, but you don't need to be fooled by that illusion. It's an illusion that your mind is playing to try to get you back to safety, because it's not used to the unknown, to you fully believing and having faith that you're going to get what you want in the end. It's not used to that. It doesn't believe that. That's why you need to have faith more in your inner reality, in your outcome, in your power, more than you believe the illusions that your ego mind is trying to play on you to drag you right back to safety. That's why. Because at first it's not going to look, you're letting go of all this. It's going to still be present in your 3D. You're going to see it still. It's going to show up. It's not a test, but it's, again, we're going back to what? The moment of choice. Every time it's a choice. Are you going to hit the brakes and get out now? No? Okay, ramp it up. Are you going to, how about now? No? Ramp it up. How about now? How about now? How about now? That's why you need to stick to your decision no matter what. Because the more you do, those things are going to clear up. Your ego mind is going to completely lose everything. It's tried everything. There's nothing left and you're still stuck with your decision. I guess it has to show you what you decided on. Like, it has no other choice because it obeys you. It has no other choice but to show you what you want. So when you see the trigger, remind yourself of this meme, of this decision. Name it. It's the past, the old showing up. This doesn't impact anything. I don't care. It's an illusion. It's not real. Like a bad nightmare. Then you make the choice. And hold on. And you make the choice to go to your new self over and over and over again. You choose the identity who already has the outcome, this beautiful castle, who's living it, who's experiencing it. Go back in imagination. Let this identity, the new self, decide how you fucking feel about the 3D. Let that decide how you feel about the 3D and what you're seeing, about maybe the resemblances of this new path, the old path. Let that identity decide. Not your fears, not the old recycled shit, not your past, you, the new identity. And then move and make choices as that new identity. Always. Okay? Always make the choice as the new self. Because this old, again, is going to lose its grip more and more. The more you stick to your decision, the less you're going to see it. Or maybe it's going to be very hard, like hardcore, like you're playing a video game on the hardest levels. You may see it more and more, and it gets harder and harder. But the more you choose your new self, and the more you choose the new self, the more you choose the new self, and you don't doubt it, your 3D is going to rearrange itself to obey you, because that's what it does. It obeys you, your decisions, what you tell yourself. When you choose your new identity over and over and over again, you become it, and therefore your 3D is going to get a new identity to follow and reflect out. Okay, so this was my 2 cents for the day. That's what I want you guys to do. That's how you deal with the 3D. That's how you make choices. That's how you become your new self. Remind yourself that everything is a decision, because this is the moment of choice. Are you going to choose this or that? The moment of choice, this or that. Which one is it? We follow you. Okay, guys? I hope this was helpful and explained a little bit more on how manifestation works. If you guys have any questions, you can drop them in the comments below, depending on where and how you're watching this. And if not, you can just ask me personally. I hope this made it a little bit more clear. Hope you guys have a good day. I will see you in the next one.